Yeah. Trip out, big splash, baby, you can see it. Yeah. Strong. Pop a surfboard emergency. Ain't worried, they ain't notice me. Gotta get paid. Go long till I'm 6 feet. Pocket full on repeat. Alright, pop a surfboard emergency. Ain't worried, they ain't notice me. Gotta get paid. Go long till I'm 6 feet. Pocket full on repeat. Strong, pocket full on repeat. Gotta count up and up and down. Picture going about 100 miles. Battery can't miss now. Standing tall, ready, always on go. Taking me to 10 town. PO said slow down, so I come away and I skip town. 16 was on the age that's 12 jurors in a mistrial. They seen I was underpaid, said 2 wide, no 10 town. I need like a man, even if your eyes don't dare to me. Touchdown like I had a 6 with a shimmy, nigga, that's a boss move. Don't be worried about the strong dude. Do you and I'm a do I. Certain boy got a paint job with a clip coat and some fall guy. The girlfriend even took a beat, I was fresh meat, no clip five. Hit me with in Beyonce, put a ring on it in the lunch line. Head coach and I'm on the court. Referee and I'm shooting 3. Put sweating into the green. So my water, I can barely breathe. Kelly Slater with the board flip. Push it up when the chords hit. Violins in a bell tip. Open up, let me splash in. Pop a surfboard emergency. I ain't worried, they ain't notice me. Gotta get paid. Go long till I'm 6 feet. Pocket full on repeat. Alright, pop a surfboard emergency. I ain't worried, they ain't notice me. Gotta get paid. Go long till I'm 6 feet. Pocket full on repeat. Second round of the fight, something ain't right. I gotta do my work. Walking through the air, no night flight. There was some people. Got one life to live, and I put 15 on all the
Okay, check one. You know, I couldn't wait to get ready to start this topic. It's just that good topic that you can't get enough of. And that's that new topic, Single by Choice. Part two. Good evening, Patricia, up in his air. Okay, this is your boy. It's Hood talking. This is your boy, Mr. Know It All, and I'm here with the lovely Miss Bella, ready to get the show started. Go ahead and tell them what we're talking about tonight.
And will do. But before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to Marcus Honeysucker on YouTube, Mr. Know It All on Facebook. If you want to send him some love, there's information that's scrolling across the bottom of the screen. One other thing, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It doesn't cost a thing.
Nothing. Don't cost nothing. Okay.
Just do it. Just click it.
Yeah.
On this part 2 of Single by Choice. But we're going to get a little deeper. So let's get it started.
Let's do it. So, well, we might well jump in.
Right. So, single by choice, some feel that the idea of marriage and having children is not as universally appealing as it once was. And many people are questioning whether these traditional goals align with their own desires. So nowadays, people usually get married, have children, start a family, have children.
You said they single doing what?
They get married, have children, start their family, But nowadays, people are aligning their family and marriages as to their own desires. Do I want to settle down and get married and have children? Or do I just want some children? Or do I even want any of that? I'm enjoying life.
Well, I think a lot of people want children. It's just the extra. I think right now, somebody was telling me the other day, they was like, oh man, you be kind of hard on women. But I'd be like, you know, they say as the you can tell how well your culture will go or diminish by the actions of your the woman. So I think one thing we're doing is I think women want the praise when everything is good. And I think a lot of women don't want the praise when stuff start going bad. They want to give it the benefit of the doubt or whatever. Like all women want the praise when they child graduate from college, high school, make um, um, extra honor roll, special list, dean's list, all that. The mama always want the credit, all that. Oh, I stayed up and I did this and I did that. But when Joker gang banging, got going to jail, coming in with pistols hanging like they just went out to war and everything like that, they don't want the other side of it. The raising of the child telling the child to don't do this, don't do it, the discipline, the saying, no, you will not come in my house like this. Everybody wants the good parts of it. A lot of people don't want to accept the bad. And that's what I think, most people need to do. If you're going to accept the good part of your child, accept that when your child turn out fucked up, you part of that equation too.
Mhm.
Just because you don't think you know that you had anything to do with it, if you didn't put them around the right people, or if you didn't put yourself around the right people, if you put yourself in bad circumstances on how you was, acting or managing yourself, it's the same thing. Everybody got to take responsibility on the
Of
good
their part.
and bad. And we can't just point at, church or the school or anything like that. That first 90% of that child learning and discipline come out your household.
Start from home.
And once we get back to trying to see it start from home and how you carry yourself, and you sitting up here and you doing all kind of stuff in front of your child, and you want your child to be a productive member of society, that ain't the same. We can't act any old kind of way and think our children ain't gonna be the same. So we just got to look at it both sides. Come on with it.
Patricia said, been there, done that. I'm content with being single.
Well, I think everybody is content with being single until they're not single. I done seen women just, oh yeah, I'm good. Oh no, I'm good. I'm this and that. But once they get a man, they run around, they holding his arm, they won't let go. You know what I'm saying? They taking pictures, they God. And I done also seen women that advocate one thing, like they want to get married, and as soon as they get married, they marry for 3 months because they realize that ain't what they want. You know what I'm saying?
So
Go ahead.
I want to know from Patricia, like, does your contentment come with you're choosing to move how you want? Like, you don't have to answer to anyone. Is that the contentment that you get from being single, that you can move how you want to and you don't have to have someone along with you? You don't have to share where you're going or your whereabouts with someone. Is that the contentment that you have with being single? Or do you just enjoy your space? Or, I want to know from Patricia, because she says she's content with it.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna do this on that a little bit. She said yes. I'm gonna say another thing. A lot of women don't really know what they like until they get it. So sometimes, women like running the streets, doing all what they want to do, this and that. But let me tell you something. These girl vacations and all that, they would rather go with a man. They would rather go on a trip and ride, and because they're opposite attract. It don't matter if it's a manly woman or however you live your life. But I still feel like you'd rather go with somebody who don't think like you, not your girlfriend that, oh girl, let's go in, do this and do that. You know what I'm saying? I was watching the other day, I was watching a dad play with his daughter, and they was out by the swimming pool, and he was taking them, and they was football tackling him, and they were jumping in the pool and flipping over backwards and all that old type of stuff. And I was saying to myself, a woman would never play that rough with her child. Every time she would think something finna happen to her. Oh no, you know what I'm saying? He was suplexing in the water, he was flipping them in the water and doing all that type of stuff. And I just know most women, they wouldn't do it. They barely. When you even see videos, you see men when they grab a child, they throw him in the air, they catch him, and throw him in the air and catch him. You ain't never seen no woman do this. Throw him way up in the air and then catch him coming down. You ain't seen this because the women know they might drop him. And they know the man will go to the ground trying to catch his child or whatever, just making sure it's all right. You look at that baseball games and everything when people hook around and the dude be going for the ball, he have his child, and he catch his child and all that old type of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I think discipline, a level of excitement that you can get by just hanging out with somebody much different than you. Everybody can't jump up and go shopping together, all that type of stuff. So it comes a time that it's all good when people are hanging out and stuff together, and sometimes people have that relationship that they always together and this and that. But sometimes you're gonna want where she got a friend girl where she can go hang out with her friends, he can go hang out with his dude, and they can have that good space or whatever, and not look at each other and feel like something wrong. You know what I'm saying? Two people different, man, woman, y'all think different. I remember used to watch, people at their houses, and you watch one person, at the house, and you see the man got his car, his garage in the back, he working on his cars and all kind of stuff. The woman in the house cooking and cleaning, and as soon as he come in the house, don't step on my floor, take shoes off, do this, do that, do that. She run the house and he gotta run the garage and all that. People don't understand that it's a dynamic. And I think what bothers women is the choices they have made, not being able to choose correct males because they so worried about what he's doing when he's not around them. They're not worried about what he's doing for them and how he making their life happy and all that. A lot of women ruin things trying to know a little bit too much or what the man doing. I mean, hell, he go shoot pool or he go anywhere without her. Why you ain't taking me? I want to go. Why, you know what I'm saying? Just like him, most men don't ask to go shopping with you. Or, you want to run to the grocery store, you might say, hey, I'm going to go pick up Tammy and go to the grocery store with me or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like a lot of people ain't got their gauges on, single or single or in a relationship. What's the different dynamics and what they fitting in and what's good for them. Some people ain't made for relationships, but I think a lot of people can handle it. I think a lot of people just want the perfect relationship. And that's the problem. Go ahead.
Well, I kind of agree with what you're saying, though, but people sometimes choose the wrong excuse me,
Oh,
people sometimes choose the wrong people or date the wrong person
mhm.
because they have unresolved past issues, or they have fear of loneliness, and you have these strong emotions of infatuation, so you are having these expectations from the people that you meet versus the person that's in your head. And that causes you to have a little social involvement with the person. So you
Mhm.
feel like if I get in this and feel this type of way, it's going to take away my peace. But if you choose a better person that's pretty much subtle on your level, then that can be your peace. You can have the same peace of mind of being content single, being with someone if you get the right person. And that be the thing, we kind of just, accept things. Oh, I'm gonna get to know this person, and then you end up being involved in something toxic for a long time. It's
Mhm.
our choice.
Yeah. And I think um, sometimes people don't know what type of man they want. Sometimes if you're a rah-rah woman, the opposite attracts. Sometimes you
Yeah.
need a quieter man. And if you're a rah-rah man, maybe you need a quieter woman. You don't need no rah-rah back and forth. You know what
It's
I'm saying?
backfiring each other.
And you know what reminds me? I always look at this little video. And it's this old man. He in a car. He leaned back and his old lady in his lap. And she like,
Mhm.
get me out of here, push me out of here, this and that and that and that. And then he just give her a kiss. And she
And it
just
made her melt.
and, and what's name? So I think that's the part that people don't get. Somebody who probably gets you, and you know how they say be your yin to the yang and the yang
Hmm.
be the, because men are looking for the better half. You know what I'm saying? Most men ain't looking for a woman that's worse than him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So men are, better known to be bad men, or what I'm saying, like, kind of rough around the edges or whatever, whatever. But a lot of women are trying to be what men are, and that's creating a bumpage of head. To me, I think is bumping is not making a lot of sense sometimes, because when you got, it's like, even when I back in the day when gang banging was in, and you had hard women, hard women that'll cut you, fight you at the drop of the dime. But you know what? They didn't they didn't cuss at their man. They didn't do none of that. They was, it was even kill. It was not raising their voice or nothing, because they know they dealing with a dude that was a leader, that might have been an alpha or whatever, and you don't try to contest him in front of folks. So, and now I think it's like, now when women want to feel like they alpha, can talk to them any kind of way or however they feel, and don't realize what's going through a man's mind, on the disrespect side. And I think a level of
Hmm.
respect go a long way that'll keep a joker, because most men don't take women serious even when they cussing and fussing. You know what I'm saying? They be like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Now that's a
Yeah.
man who know how to control himself. Now if you type of woman and you involved with a man and you start cussing at him and he's being way louder than you cussing back, that ain't going where it's supposed to go.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I still believe that opposite attract thing, and that just ain't it. All right, come on with it.
Communication and understanding is the best thing in the world. Bless you. Okay. That's true.
What up?
Dunn said, oh,
Oh,
okay.
good.
Sorry. Dunn said a lot of people, not all, but most, base their relationship off social media.
Yeah.
Yeah, what they see. I think I want a relationship like that, but you don't know what this person or these people have gone through
or
to
putting
get to
each
where
other
they are.
or putting each other through right now.
Right. You
Because
don't know how
people
the
don't.
happy smile on social media look this way, but you around here fighting every day, you know?
I seen a TikTok video or something. I was scrolling down. I think that's TikTok, Instagram, whatever. And I seen a video where it was like somebody knocking on the door and they were fighting. And then they trying to straighten up and get everything right, pouring each other drinks and everything. They come to the door, hello, just because they playing it off. Because they said, it kind of went there when you don't want people to know what's going on in your household. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So I think long as you have a level of respect, whatever y'all doing, y'all can keep it in the household. And if y'all arguing, y'all can keep it between you, her, try not to do it in front of the kids. Have a little bit of where y'all can kind of calm the situation down or something like
Mhm.
that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, read that.
She says single is the best outlet in these days. A lot of people choose to be single to keep down from a lot of headache and drama that they've probably gone through. And if they're not willing to change for the relationship, so hey, I want to stay single. I don't have time to be into the John.
I don't know. She said a lot of people mentally don't need these relationships.
I
And I,
know, right?
I agree. Because I'm gonna tell you this. Um, I remember um, dealing with a situation when I was younger with the law, and I said to myself, I don't need to get in no trouble while I'm already dealing with a situation. So I was like, I might need to just stay out of a relationship because women are who they'll turn up. You know what I'm saying? Get you in trouble. So I think men know in a way that sometimes they don't get in relationships sometimes because they know that relationships are very volatile sometimes, and sometimes you get with the wrong person, they create a lot of drama. And I tell you this, one thing I'm gonna tell every man, what's not, if you in a relationship and if y'all get in an argument or anything like that, the day that you have to call the police on her or the day that she called the police on you, that day your relationship is officially over. Because I think sometimes some things you can't get past even if you want to. Now maybe the neighbors call the police or something like that, but if I'm sitting there and I got a woman and she on the phone, y'all need to come get this nigga before I do something. It's over. It's over. When I leave out that door, she ain't gonna never have to worry about me no more. And I think men have to do that to protect themselves because sometimes you can keep yourself in a situation that is like oil and water. If
Yeah.
you get along with a person, you should know not even take it there in the first place, being a relationship like that.
Yeah.
But people try to make stuff work, and that's when we get caught up in the wrong type of stuff.
And then a lot of time the audience can make you move different in your relationship. When you're getting people involved in your confusion or whatever your discussion is with you and your mate, just like, rest the souls of the people that everyone's been talking about on social media, of the people that's in Georgia, you know, they were both, on live, just putting their business out there, and you
Oh
got
yeah,
the
yeah.
audience, people cheering you on, and you don't know how far your push was pushing this situation into something bad. They probably
And,
could have resolved it among each other.
And I actually posted on my page, and I posted because these are the situations. You know, when I told you a long time ago that be careful when you want a man to love you to death.
Right.
And I was looking at that, and I was seeing, and when she grabbed that phone and she started walking around trying to tell all his business and all that, started trying to tell stuff that'll get him locked up, talking about, oh, he was
No,
trying to
get him off.
rob this person and all that because he was down with the robbing stuff. And she's saying that stuff on live. I was like, this ain't gonna go well. You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't gonna go well. And I just think we have to be careful how we move and how we talk to people a certain kind of way, because you can get in some serious stuff real quick. All right, come on with it.
Mocha said, and men put you through the most, then don't want you to have a say so.
What's up, Eminem? What's up, Eminem? She ready. She ready already. Let me see. And men put you through the most, and then come on now. We know women are the ones that's emotional and start a whole lot of toxic stuff. We know women is the one that's going through dude's phone, putting following them, getting their girl, come on, let's go bust out his windows. Girl, let's go stab out his tires. Girl,
why would they have a reason to want to do something like that?
No, I'm saying sugar intake. I done seen a lot of that stuff. Spray paint the man car. I seen what's night the other day on what's night just a woman just taking a bat, just beating the windows and stuff. I mean, we know it's mostly women doing that stuff. If a man catch his partner doing something like that, he gonna say, man, you went out bad, player. That's what he gonna tell his partner. Man, you went out bad. You shouldn't have never let nobody caught you on film with that bull crap there. You know what I'm saying? So men, I was listening to a video earlier, and they say men suffer in silence. And I think that what happens sometimes and it boil over. But women suffer out loud. They want to suffer. If you make them suffer or hurt, they want to make you hurt right then and there. And they figuring out whatever I can do to hurt you. That's why you'll catch a woman and she find out her man cheating or something like that. She goes
trying to hurt his property,
trying to hurt him the same way. You know, she got them ready to holler at his dad just to hurt him. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, watch it too many times on Maury, on this, on that. I mean, it's just a lot of stuff that goes down.
Like, I was strolling and I saw this couple, they were into it, and she told them, that's why I messed up on you a couple of times, even slept with so and so, like one of their partners. Yeah. And then in the next clip of the same video, she's laying in his lap crying. I want this to work. But if you said those type of hurtful things when you got caught up in something, then now you want to take it back like it never happened.
Right.
You have to be cautious of the things that come out of our mouth. When it say there is power in the tongue.
Yeah, true. The evil tongue. And look, and I used to sit up there, people talk crazy about me. I sit up there and say, all great men in the Bible got taken down by a woman. And then you look around here, all great men, and all great black men around here, since I've been looking at social media, movies, all that, been taken down by a woman. Think about it. If I just go down the line, Puff Daddy, gone because of woman, R. Kelly, gone because of woman.
Because of a woman, of their actions.
But it's the same thing. A woman, the one turned on them and put them there. I think Michael Jackson only the one that had some little boys try to take him down, and he found not guilty and all that old type of stuff. But I still think women still, like, I look at that woman, Tasha K. All she do is try to take people down. She the one took Derrick Jackson down. She the one that exposed him for what he was doing. I mean, um, she went after the wrong person when she went after Carly. Was that Carly B? And mess around, and got her ass sued and shit, and lost that lawsuit. See, that's the only way women lose when they go after the wrong woman, and that's the type of woman that can handle what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, like a lot of men, they got groups. They got Facebook groups. Oh, is this your man, or is this who you messing with? Do you know him? They got all kind of groups where they put dudes' pictures up and all that old type of stuff, and they try to invite drama. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's misery loves company. To be in a group like that, it got to have something to be with a little bit of misery. You can't be a happy person and want to be in a messy group like that just want to start shit, end up in relationships, start shit. Is your man this, or I can see how some of the men getting called out about what they're doing undercover and all that old type of stuff, but it's a lot of mess. It's a lot of mess. Read that. Let's catch it.
When in a relationship, situationship, whatever starts affecting you mentally, there should be in no type of relationship at all. They should be in no type of relationship at all.
I can't say that because mentally, a woman is always mentally like it's always up and down. A relationship is up and down mentally, so I can't say that. That's called having thick skin. So if your mind not thick enough to deal with a relationship, if it's bothering you that bad, yeah, you right. You shouldn't be up in there. But being up and down in a relationship is just relationships. I'm just saying. Come on with it.
Toxic relationships are the worst. That's tit for tat stuff will get you hurt because his truth hurted him. I think she's talking about the
dude. Yeah, but it's one thing to tell a truth to get a point. It's another thing telling the truth to get him caught up. I think she was doing that because she already knew he was on the run. He was saying on the video that he's on the run. The marshal's been looking for him and all this old type of stuff. So she knew if they catch up with him, he finna do some time. Because she was saying on the thing that how he beating her and all kind of stuff, and he was kind of laughing it off, trying to play it off and this and that. But you could tell it was bothering him.
Yeah, you can see the whole demeanor change. Yeah. It's like, sometimes when you know how to push someone's button, you know when to stop. You know when to stop.
And then she said it. She said she knew how to do it. She said, yeah. Oh, you want to hear the truth? Oh, and he was like, go ahead. But he didn't know she was going to get that raw into it.
Yeah, but that's the thing, that cheerleader friend was on that phone cheerleading her along. You should have some involvement with that. You asked this person to unbelief of their whole relationship. It's wild. The men tearing up houses, blowing up cars, etc. too.
Man, you talking about P. Diddy, man. Ain't no man blowing up no car. Ain't nobody got money like P. Diddy.
They blowing heads off. That's what they doing. A man has keyed my car and cracked my windshield. So not only women will do that.
Oh yeah, I agree. It's a lot of men that's emotionally unstable. But guess what? A lot of them raised by single mothers, single parents. I think what saved me was my cousin that I looked at him like an uncle, rest in peace, he moved in the house when my daddy left. He moved in a couple years after that, and he kind of was that male figure that took me to, play basketball, YMCA. I remember YMCA with him, all that. He took me to play racquetball and all this type of stuff, lifting weights, all the stuff that you know, I could say I had an in-house daddy kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Because he was older than me. He was like 10, 12 years older than me. So I
Oh,
had,
he helped you learn to control your emotions as well.
yeah, because he was a whole man, a whole man. Yeah, but he was a whole man though,
Mm-hmm.
and it wasn't no playing with him. I mean, like that. But he was a soft spoken, and he was tall. He was 6'4", you know, 250. He was a, you know, a guy. You know, um, he was soft spoken, but he didn't play no games like that. So it's always, you know, another side to it that we you know, because you know the type of dude you got. Um, he don't just jump out the blue and you say, "Oh," that. And when you start seeing them tattoos in the middle of his forehead and all that, and he been in and out of jail for all kind of stuff, you know what he been in jail for. Don't play them games. Don't act like you don't know what kind of dude you get. And then, like you said, a lot of women, like you were just saying, know how to push them buttons.
Yeah.
And pushing them buttons, yeah, hey, it get like that.
Like Mocha say, women be wanting to hurt him how he has hurt her. But
Right.
that's the thing. You got to realize men can't handle some things that we handle. You know, I think that women can handle being cheated on a little easier than probably a man. You know, we'll get mad, but you know, we get over it. But men, they hang on
Look,
to that.
and I'm gonna tell you just like I say about the two bulls and the pastor. It can't happen. It can't happen. Ain't no two bulls gonna be in the pasture together. They gonna tear that motherfucking place up. They gonna have to fix fences every week because they gonna tear that thing up. And it's same thing. Like, you know, even lines that what's not, you know, them lines that take over pride, that when it be like 3, 4 lines, like big lines, male lines, all them brothers. These ain't no males like some other dude. They grew up together and they just, you know, went and took over another pride. But usually, if it's a male line over that pride, I mean, it's no sharing. It's no males. Once they get old enough and sniff it, they sniff at any stuff around there. He gonna say, "Hold on, time for you to go." Running them out of there. Come on, read that.
Hey guys, long time. I'm single by choice due to the toxicity I've been through. I've been celibate for 3 years now.
Ooh, I ain't gonna say it, but you know, I be wanting to say it's some cobwebs on. Okay, man. Blow down there.
And she spelled it with a C.
Dust
She didn't
coming.
say sell a bit.
Huh?
She didn't spell it with an S. Sell a bit. She spelled it with a C. That's what's up. Congratulations. I wish you well on whatever journey you're trying to do.
Uh, that's a journey there. You know what?
It's called mind control, you know?
Yeah, I think it's called none. Yeah, being a nun. Um,
No,
I
no. It's
think
it's just like
none.
in
I think
anything that
none is what it say. I'm not giving out none.
but look, this it's just like control, like you know how you one of those people, you know, you be doing your little fasting and
Yeah,
you go all those days like you do. You know,
yeah.
that's a mind thing. So whatever you make up in your mind to do, you can do it. So that's
I can
that's
I can
cool.
agree. I can agree. It's a mind thing, and I agree um that um I think women, when they do it like that, it's like they focusing on their kids, they focusing on their grandkids or stuff like that. But I
Or
think
themselves.
I think when a woman puts too much onus on a man to be her everything, and she get disappointed when he can't be everything, because life ain't for you know, men and women didn't even hang out when I grew up together. You know, grew up. Men be over here playing basketball. Women be over here every now and then. Some tomboy woman come over here and play basketball. Men used to be at the sports bar. Women didn't used to be at the sports bar. See, when women started coming to the sports bar, it's like you had women that started saying, "Oh, I'm going there to, you know, be around men." Then when that happened, then you had women that was coming around there to be around the women and the men. So I feel like the world is steady changing, but I think we all feel like we doing something. I think sometimes there's just a thing of being like you say, being hurt or not really trusting, you know, trusting in people, went through the wrong situation or
Yeah,
something.
it
Uh,
makes you move different.
or like I done seen where women then almost got killed in relationships and then they just out of it for a minute, you know, because they messed with the wrong guy and didn't realize how crazy it is. Like I say, be careful when you want somebody to love you to death. And I'm gonna keep saying it. Okay. Come on
You
with it.
say no, that's their action now. Now he was gay. Can't sit. He was happy. Can't sit around and put women down. Then you laying with men behind closed doors. Now I don't think that that's what they were they talking about.
She talking about P. Diddy?
I don't know if she's talking about him or the man and the lady from Georgia. But I
Oh,
heard
they
her
saying he
saying
was
some.
gay?
Well, some people were saying that, but that's not what I got. She was calling out names like, like you set your own folks up type of stuff.
Yeah,
But I don't.
I remember he said something about he was doing bad and he was like, yeah, he was down with that robbing stuff at one time or something he was saying, but
Mm-hmm. But so many people were saying that he was on that side, but I didn't gather that. But I don't know, Moke, if that's what you're talking about, or if you're talking about the P Diddy thing. I'm not sure.
come on with it.
We all are not the same. Yep, that's
Yeah,
true. Saying women.
yeah.
So tell men to stop lying about who they really are. Why play with people's lives? Come on now. Women not playing with their life behind these men.
Okay. Well, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. I think everybody done watched Jody on Baby Boy.
Mm-hmm.
And he just gave it out. What's name? He said, "Man, I tell these hoes the truth. I lie to you because I love you." And what people don't realize, a lot of men lie because they know they can't have their cake and eat it too. If a woman would probably tell a man, "Oh, you can have your cake and eat it too," he would probably tell her anything that she wanted to hear. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
exactly what she want to hear if she came to him and made it comfortable for him to tell. But see, most time that's a trick when a woman might even say, "Oh, just tell me, and I can handle it." Just you know what I'm saying, and she knows she lying. She's saying in her head, "Come on, motherfucker, say it."
Say it. Say it with your chest.
I'm just saying. Come on with it.
Uncle said, put tires on flat and all. So these men are really mentally unstable, and it's scary to even date them.
Well, and reason that is because y'all raised these new men, and you can't blame it on the old school because they still out of jail. Y'all raised these new men that under 40, under 40 type man. Um, every man that ain't born in the 70s or earlier uh, can potentially be dangerous because you know, not saying a man born like that ain't dangerous, especially if you fuck over him or something like that is going on. What's happening? Because like I always said, one thing, some things are just off limit. You know, do not violate the house. Do not do certain things that you know, and you know, um, it's a lot of it's a couple of things that women know if they do it, and if he ever find out, it's wheelchair time. So I mean, it ain't no that it ain't no thing that women sometimes don't know. Sometimes, like you said, women be bold enough because sometimes women then got used to dating another woman and don't realize this man that you talking to now can break you in half, and
Oh
you
Lord.
come and tell him, "Oh, nigga, that's why I did this. That's why I did that." And he looking like,
You did what? Like Mocha said earlier, she was like, a lot of women, when they get hurt, they try to hurt you to try and make you feel as bad as they feel like they feel. But you keep making this statement about these children being raised in these single parent homes, regardless if the child is in a single parent home, right? It still requires the father doesn't have to live with them to implement or be a part of their child's life and their upbringing. If more men will force themselves to be in their children's lives, there are rules to help you do that. The mom just can't pawn these kids and say, you can't see your kid until you give me this or do this or da 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 like I want you to. There are justice systems that are really helping men now. So we can't keep using this kickback of they being raised by their mom. That's why they turning out like that. So if they raised by their mom, where were the fathers? Where are the men? Force yourselves to be in these
"Well,
children's lives.
that's not possible." And
Why?
I keep telling you that this system because it's easy for a woman to say force yourself in there because the child with you. But these same women can call the police on you for coming over there.
No.
But no, well, no, when you say force, it don't even sound right. This is
Okay,
not.
well, I'm not saying go into her home and force your way in her house. I'm saying make it happen where you can be a part of the child's life. There's a system that actually back men now.
Yeah,
So if you're
but,
real, there are laws. You go get you
but
an attorney
I
and do this stuff the right way. I'm not saying just go
a
and
lot of
forcefully
a,
move into the house or
yeah,
something.
but a lot of men like that don't have the money to deal with it. Sometimes the woman getting half his check already, and then
But
he's
still, there are legal systems to help. No, those with no money.
yeah,
Legal aid. There is legal aid that will help these men.
yeah, but it's still. Let me tell you something. Even if you get a chance to be in your child life, do you think a weekend, every other weekend, two one weekend, well, I say 2 weekends a month, you really putting a whole big dent in all the stuff she putting in him every day when you getting 2 weekends out of the month.
I
And
say
then,
make the best of what you can when you can.
and then you
And
looking at
don't worry about what she's doing.
and
You
then you
teach
doing
the
that.
way you teach. They'll understand it when they
You
get
ain't
older.
got time to teach. You know what I'm saying? Because like through the week, you probably would have time if you had your child like every day. But if you just getting your child on the weekend, you trying to show your child sometime the best time you can show your child to show that you a good daddy or you trying or this and that. You probably trying to take them. You probably already got stuff planned to go to this park, this and that. And you probably don't even have like back in the day enough time to sit back and and what's name and yeah, but see a lot of women when they say just do your part they mean money wise. They really want the money and really don't even really want the man. If they put it somewhat where the only way you could get a certain amount of money if the child spend a certain amount of time. They had a time clock that he left with the daddy, and that's how you got paid and this and that. That would probably be the best thing that'll keep a mama keep giving her child to the father. Hey, you can come get him right now. I mean, because if it was like clock some kind of way, that it could be like um it'll be like just like an hourly type thing or something. Like I'm just saying, like that would make it where anytime he came and got his son, it would be something on the record showing, okay, he got it. He's putting as much time in. He got to pay. They should have like a little max or some, to pay or in a minimum to pay, devoting on some kind of time or something. I mean, it's evolving. The world is evolving. I think that's the only way you can have a mother where because I'm looking at mothers now, and sometimes the kid don't even see the child the whole month, the whole this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you know why? Because you already know that you was in this toxic situation with this child's mom, and I'm sure you should know how she operate and work. So I feel like it's a problem that every time the child is with you, they have to be with a new woman. That's what I don't like. When the child come home, my dad had a new girlfriend, or I was with my daddy friend girl this. So I'm saying, like, make that time for you and the child. I'm not saying you don't have to, but don't always make it be like you're trying to start a family, because you already know what they're being told probably at home.
Well,
leave my child with that woman. Don't put him around no woman, and vice versa.
I'm gonna give you that one. Now, this is not the same right here, because most men don't run off with another man's child too tough. Like,
right.
He might take him to practice or he might take him this, but most men can have access for their child like that. But what I'm saying is a lot of men do extra work on the weekends and all kind of stuff. And when they ain't got a mama around or somebody else that's close, that's right there in the house, they probably staying with their girlfriend, or their girlfriend staying with them. And yeah, that's going to be the person that's looking out for them, because maybe because she might not have nobody staying in her house or whatever, it might be a little different there, but you can't compare the two. You know what I'm saying? Like people got to understand that that's a very tricky subject. And I'm gonna tell you one thing about me. When I was dating, when I was dating women out there, the first thing, with young children and all that, the first thing I made sure is what a daddy at, is he around, what kind of what's name, because I don't mind meeting the daddy or any of those type of stuff. But I feel like you got to set that bar right there to know if the daddy gonna be in and out the life or whatever, and what is the daddy's mental
consistency.
Because see, I'm gonna tell you this: if it's a crazy baby daddy and he come over there looking at me like, I'm probably gonna go. I'm probably gonna go, because no, I'm saying, is this worth almost trying to get killed over trying to be a stepdaddy?
Right.
Not to your kid, but trying to be is stepdaddy worth being killed? Sometimes when you get in a situation like that, you'd rather for the maybe the daddy be in jail, or is he if he's passed or something like that. But getting into or dad that just choose not to, he don't even come around, he ain't in the life. But a dad that's around a lot like that, I wouldn't even try to put myself in that situation like that.
Well, I was just speaking of when they're spending time with the father. There are some fathers, that's what I'm saying, just have something consistent. Not every time the child is with you, you got a new friend, a new friend, a new friend. See, just like the instance, somebody was killed in Jackson. She has two children's father. One of the other child's father killed the other child's father for changing the lady locks. This happened in the city of Jackson recently. So two fathers.
Sad. See, that's what I'm saying. And the thing about that, social media and me myself these days, I wouldn't put myself in this situation. I
I
would,
would have said call maintenance.
yeah, I wouldn't. No, I'm saying I wouldn't put myself in a situation because some of these dudes be knowing it's a crazy dude on the other end. And I remember a video a long time ago where this dude was at the the uh the dude the girl house, and he was over there trying to get with her, whatever. And the man, her ex-boyfriend, beat on the door, bust the door, this and that. And he came up in there, he said, bruh, he said, man, this man. He said, I die by mine. I
Yeah.
die by mine. And dude kind of eased on his way because I'm thinking that's the only best possible way you can do. If a dude really serious about that girl and he willing to do anything, if a woman tell me that her baby daddy or whatever crazy and he, be having guns, I'm not gonna put myself in that situation.
Right.
You know what I'm
Some
saying?
people will try.
I wouldn't even, if I got to pick her up at the house, I ain't gonna put it. If she can't drive her car and meet me, I'm not gonna put myself in that situation. Don't want to put it in the situation in. Because if he see you out somewhere, it's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? He know her car. Yeah, you damn near got to park the car somewhere and let her jump in the car with you. Shit, no.
Is that serious?
Because I wouldn't even want to park it at her house. Because then you got to come drop off. He hiding in the bushes.
I've seen that too. The ex hiding in the bushes. You have company. You and the company get shot. I'm like, oh my goodness.
And I'm gonna tell you, and I ain't gonna lie. I know how stuff is because I done been a dude that maybe not hiding in the bushes, but sitting in the car looking at something, watching something, because men are territorial. And whether women like it or not, men watch over their houses. Like when you feel like your man ain't thinking about you, ain't studying you, this and that. He territorial. So he's watching over you, this and that. And then I think a lot of women don't give men credit for being a protector. So most people would see that as a protector. Some women would see it as controlling and what's nice sometimes. But I think every man is the same thing about the bulls and and the lions and all that. That a lion, he don't never be around his pride like that until they eating. Then all of a sudden he just come from the bushes somewhere. How he know the food was ready? You know what I'm saying?
You know.
The women already did the killing on their own and all that. He got a whole acres and 100 acres that he been walking around doing his territory. But as soon as they kill something, he just come out of nowhere. Hold on, player. Don't y'all better not eat without me. You know what I'm saying? So people got to realize it's a different thing we live in sometimes too.
Mocha said they all foolish, don't matter the age or who raised them.
I looked at a video today and I wasn't like, let me tell you something. Men are mental. You can be an old fool and you can be a young fool. And you can grow up as men that mature at 5 years old, and it's men that don't never mature for the rest of their life. You know, and I feel like we don't look at it like that, because we always want to put everybody in that same box. And I think maturing is the way. And a lot of men don't mature until they get around other men. It's a lot of stuff that I used to do till I started getting around men. Like, no, men don't do that, and it comes infectious to you. It's just like a child crying and a man come up and say, well, what you crying for? Men don't cry. You a big boy or something like that. And it changed his whole mentality about crying. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Or you mess around and call him a crybaby. It triggers something in him and he don't want to be called it. He don't want to be called something weak. You know what I'm saying? Because he want to be strong. You know what I'm saying? And that's just instinct into a man.
Patricia said, just do your part.
Sound like money. All right, come on with it.
Men don't fight to raise their kids when it's so easy not to be in their life. That's crazy. The money can't raise them, though. Time does.
Well, and I'm gonna tell you on this side here, a lot of men that have a lot of baby mamas, a lot of this stuff not playing. It was a one night thing. A lot of them wasn't even together when they got pregnant or made these babies. So we got to look at it that part too. If you know they got a new thing in Memphis, if you ain't in no relationship, the man not liable to pay child support. So if you go out and have a one night stand with a man, he's not obligated to stay in that child's life. So you have to be careful, ladies, now, even sleeping with men because laws are changing. If you go out there and just sleep with a man like you a man and you out here just putting yourself out there and you get pregnant, he ain't got to take care
You
of
don't
that
have to be
child.
liable.
And then they also got the
Oh,
new
have
thing.
they already put it into action?
Nah, well, in Memphis they have, but I'm
That's what
saying
I'm saying.
stuff like that gonna eventually move to other states.
Circulate to other Bible.
Uh-huh. All right, come on with it.
Patricia said, laugh out loud. We are not the same. Only a real man wants to be in their children's lives. Some women make their own money to provide as a real woman.
And like I said again, a lot of men wasn't in the lives in the beginning with. A lot of men wasn't there when he was born. So a lot of men didn't even know it was their child. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hell,
Yeah,
she
it's
was
sad,
pick,
but that's true.
she was picking between him and Pedro. You know what I'm saying? And when that joke came out black, she just said, "It's yours." It ain't
It's sad,
Pedro.
but that's true.
You know what I'm
Sad, but
saying?
that's true.
So we got to look at that part of it too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Patricia said that's sad. We were talking about the two children fathers thing.
okay.
Men will act that way and not even be in the children's life, though. That's crazy.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you, men have to choose whether they want to go to jail or they want to be in their child life. Sometimes it's just that simple. Sometimes we don't want to think it like that. But sometimes a man steps out because I remember at one time when I was having problems, you know, with my baby mama, I had to take a step back because I was like, she trying to ruin my life. She trying to, making up stories, trying to get me put in jail and all kind of stuff. And I was like, dang, do I got to, just stay all the way back to just stay away from her, to keep myself from going to jail because I was already out in these streets and a joker sitting up there telling, trying to tell on you, snitch on you or whatever they trying to do. You got to be very careful
of who you have these children with.
Yeah, dealing with a baby mama because they would tell you. I was told, you either gonna do what I say or I'm gonna destroy you. I was told these type of things. You know what I'm saying? Or you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'm gonna break you. I was told these type of things, and you sitting up here and sometimes a man don't realize how evil a woman is until he sit back and see when y'all ain't together no more or sometimes that's the first time he see how evil a woman can be. And women know on it, even on this podcast, some of y'all women know how evil and devilish. You know, some of your friend girls be that it's women that'll go bust a Nick Joker car out and then call him and ask him to come pick up. You know what I'm saying? Just to play it off. I'm just saying it's some women. I done sit there, I done been at the Waffle House and heard women talk and how they done did this and did that and it's like it's fun to them. If you just look up women destroying men, cars and all that, and a lot of these dudes and y'all sitting up there saying how it was the other way around, but guess what? We now seeing a lot of men running away from women, filming women, and all kind of stuff to get it on tape. And what they doing to the woman? Not taking her to jail, all that. These women doing all kind of crazy stuff and barely getting. They damn near had to kill a man or shoot a man to get some time. And that's sad that a man could grab a woman's wrist and put a scar on her wrist, and he had to and she had to damn near shoot him 5 times before she go to jail or kill him. That's the only time. And sometimes they gonna get off on that. Oh, he used to whoop me. Oh, they tell my sob story. It's over. That's why I don't even play like that. Like if I feel like a woman gonna be a problem on a certain type of issue, or she gonna call the police on me, or she's on that level of craziness, I got to bag up. I got to bag all the way up, and I got to reevaluate my life because I'm putting my life in her hands.
Mm-hmm.
And people don't even realize that part.
In a tree on the roof. She's talking about how you were talking about some men are territorial.
Oh,
You
yeah.
have to be responsible. Both parties laying down, though, making the kids. That's crazy. So both parties need to be responsible. You need to know what you're laying down with. That feel good to get you mixed up a lot of times.
But a lot of men that lay down with women that they ain't even know. They met them at the club.
Don't even know their name. Next thing you know, you got a letter.
All they knew was Bunny and Lil Juju or what. They don't even know how old they is. There's a lot of men that got in trouble because they ain't even know how old. I remember going to the club back in the day, and I remember some young girls. I mean, young as 13 used to be getting in clubs and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like people don't realize if a woman looked grown back then and if her mama let her out in the middle of the night, men in the club drinking and stuff don't know the difference. And you know what I'm saying? You know, so it's a whole lot of stuff that can go, you know, get men in a world of trouble. Go ahead.
Olga said men step out because they want to, though. Let's be truthful.
No.
And that's something they're not. If they
men sometimes step out because of just what I was trying to say
the truth.
No, just DNA. What I'm trying to say.
Men step out because of DNA.
Just natural, like men are, when they say men are hunters and all that, I don't think you ever heard women talk about going in the woods, sleeping in the woods for 2-3 days trying to get a deer. You know what I'm saying? Like you got women that go out there with their husbands, and I think that's because they just want to keep up with them. But I think it's women out there that go out there, but it's not. When you think about hunters and going out there, setting up your tent, going out there in the woods, spending nights at the camps and all that, them men out there grabbing the deer, throwing the deer on back of the truck.
Yeah, well, let's talk on human form on what she just said.
Okay.
Okay. She said men step out because they want to, though. Let's be truthful. So we're asking the question. She said men step out because they want to. So you're telling us that it's a natural thing and it's nothing to do with cultural influence,
Okay.
that it's a biological thing for men to step out when they do?
No, I'm gonna say biological men are natural what you say hunters, or men are more of I'm trying to think. It's like it's rooted in their DNA to why you think like men can have sex, nut, and he have sperms that he produce a million sperm, more sperm next day, and this and that because men are made to, they say to populate the earth, or somehow they said in the Bible that made to populate the earth, and
Mm-hmm.
it's not the same. Like you always back in the day, you had kings that had 3, 4 wives and all that, and then now I get preachers and everybody who reading the book and stuff. They not living with the old days. Now they living with the New Testament, or the new. Yeah, I guess if they come out with a newer, the 2025 Testament, and then I guess we're gonna live by it, and they're gonna say, "Oh yeah, men should have one wife and this and that," and they really going against their own word, or stuff that they done seen over the course of time.
But
Um,
I actually studied before that humans are not biologically monogamous.
right, right,
So it's not like it's something inherently programmed in a human's
right,
mind,
eh,
that it's an individual difference. Like it's like personality traits, something you choose to do.
right,
Like if you don't have relationship satisfaction and good communication skills, then that may be the likelihood of a person stepping outside.
right,
So
and
until you get your mind to where you choose to be this person and committed to this one thing, then you're
no,
gonna always do
I
it.
think you were saying something different, because I think you were saying about the communication skills. I think you naturally have women that are out here that knows seducers, and they know how to tap in and get men to do what they want them to do, or like I remember when all us grew up and watching the Dukes of Hazzard and all these women that they put on these shows just to show that all the men was going crazy whenever that certain woman, just like when you think about, was that Boys in the Hood or whatever that was last Friday after next, one of that when Miss Parker,
Yeah.
uh,
Friday.
how
Friday.
everybody was, hey, Miss Parker. Women know how to seduce men. They know when they put on clothes. They know when they cut them up. They show their shoulders. They show their body. They do
It's
this.
called skinning.
Huh?
Showing skin. That's it.
What you mean?
I mean, I'm saying when you're showing your skin, I guess, too much can be a sign of seduction for men, like Miss Parker.
Yeah, I mean, showing skin, period. That's why in Muslim countries they got them all wrapped up all over there, because they know how dangerous women are. Just the look and all that. A woman that is Muslim women that all they can see is their eyes, and they drive some of these dudes crazy. You know what I'm saying?
But
So,
still, I still think it has a lot to do with the individual choice.
well, I think men have been. Let me tell you something. No, it's not individual choice. It's society choice that done pushed it where making men where they say, no, you can't do this. You know what I'm saying? This ain't this, you'll lose it all. That shall take half. This and that. See, a
So
lot of
now
that.
you're saying it's a culture influence
Right.
or is what
I
has
think
happened?
if I think if a lot of men could do it, they would do it. It ain't that. I think if women opened up and said, okay, it's just like now. There are more threesomes and more swingers happening, more kind of other groups happening because women on the slick side want to step out a little bit, and they say only way I'm gonna be able to step out a little bit is to add somebody up in this equation or something like that. So they trying every kind of thing. See a woman know, okay, if I go to swing party, hell, I might mess around and fall on some dick at a swing party. If I get a threesome, I got to be into a girl a little bit, or the girl gonna be eating on me. It's something that is gonna make it where she can get hers too. And then, like you said, like I remember watching Best Man or whatever, and I remember that line that kind of threw a lot of dudes back. And I remember in that line that what's my name, the girl said, "Good girls don't tell." And it just threw every man back. I remember just being around some men and hearing that and dudes start looking at each other talking about good girls don't tell. I thought good girls didn't do this shit. You know what I'm saying? So, they changed the narrative on how men think about what women are doing out here. You know what I'm saying?
Television. That was a movie.
No, but guess what we're doing now? We are actually watching dudes that's going on the street, putting a microphone in women's face and saying, "Have you ever cheated on your boyfriend?" "Oh yeah, 2-3 times." "Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh he do this, I do this. Oh yeah, I done did this." And you be like, what? You be sitting there with your mouth just dropped because you don't understand what's going on in real time. You sit there and you see these rappers talking, and the girl rappers talking about what they do to men and how they just use them for money and all this type of stuff, and how women come to men from the door. Hey, you gonna pay a bill, or you gonna do this? If you can't help me, oh, you ain't no reason me ask me for my number. It's a lot of things that women do that makes a man. Cause see, you gotta think about it. If a man don't even have a certain level of control over his woman, he's already thinking about, this ain't gonna be the one I can deal with for the rest of my life. Because if she not know it or not, if a man is meeting in the middle or something, and he's trying to get you to not do this or not do that or whatever that you doing, and it's like the man might be saying, "Can I deal with this for a long time? Is she trying to change? Is she doing what's name?" So a mother got to realize women are not so innocent. Do they think they are? When sometimes when they're out here doing things and they saying, "Fuck you. I do what I want to do. I make my own money. I pay my own bills. I move how I want to move." And if a man ain't got a certain level of control over any woman, he gonna move how he want to move. Till he gets something and he can control how he want to control. Okay. So I remember a TikTok thing the other day, and it said, a man is it said, I think Corey Holcomb said, he said, "Ladies, how does it feel to know that your man is one good job away from leaving your ass?" And he just saying, like, the man doing bad, the only reason he probably still putting up with this shit. And if he was doing better, he wouldn't put up with this shit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of men are in predicaments that they stand in a woman's house, they getting treated like shit, well, and they just suffering. They suffering through it till they get on their feet. But goddamn it, like they say, money makes people more of what they already are. So once that man get money, don't think he changed. He already been that person. He just didn't have enough money in his pocket. Come on with it.
Jesus said, "I will write his tag number." Oh my goodness. This is why women choosing the single life. It's crazy out here.
I can agree. It's crazy out here. I can agree with that. Come on.
Men do what they want, boys do what they can.
There you go. I remember that one.
Know
Noted.
the difference.
Right. That's right. Come on with it.
No self-control. Sexual satisfaction is humane only with the man. No, sir. That's no excuse, especially when STDs are at a high rate. This is the reason why women choosing the single role now.
No, that ain't reason women are choosing a single role, because even if you being single, if you still having sex, what's the difference? What's the difference in being in a relationship having sex and being single and having sex? If you still have
Because
sex,
if you single,
come on
most of
now.
the times you moving how you want to move.
Yeah, but ain't
But
that
in most
there's,
relationship, you're
hold on.
supposed to be consistent with that one person.
I'm
But
saying
of course, people don't do that no more.
ain't that more dangerous moving how you want to move?
I would think, unless you're protecting yourself.
Hold on, because if you move with one person, you know what's happening with that, in that situation. But if you moving around and you hollering at Rob on Monday and Billy on Wednesday and what's
And
not,
everybody kissing on that thing.
if some jump off, you don't know which one even gave it to you.
Right.
So
So maybe we need to do
maybe
we need
hold
to
on.
do like Stephanie.
Yeah, and you either practice amnesty,
Celibacy.
celibacy, where you ain't doing nothing because you ain't gonna get around with figuring you gonna just because you single, you ain't in no danger.
Right.
Because if you still having sex, you still in danger. Now, it's a lot of women. The reason that they can stay single and don't what's the name, because they got plenty of toys at the house. They use their toys and they good. They like, yeah.
Now that's the safe zone these days.
I mean, shoot. But then I heard that desensitized if it's overly done.
Yeah.
So then you get to the point that you got to up the volume. Next thing you know, you're gonna have a rocket launcher in that thing, you know. Come on.
Yeah, you can't use toys too much. Other reason why I'm single. That's gaslighting.
I mean, but I'm just giving a a little example, man. It's not no end all be all what I'm saying. I'm just throwing stuff out there, stuff just come to me. I just throw it out there. Pick out. Okay.
So if that's the situation, it's best to be single.
Okay, watch this. All right. Then she said,
no, okay, go ahead.
We move protectively, no work, home, grocery, grocery store.
She said no, they go to work, home, grocery store, shop.
Yeah, but and hold on. Then says exactly safe sex. You can do that in a relationship. You can have safe sex in a relationship. Who's saying that you can't have safe sex in a relationship? If you don't trust him, tell him put a rubber on. Do safe sex. All that old type of stuff. And then when they get to the point that you can't deal with it, shit. But just what? If you go with the next person, shit, you got to tell him to wear a rubber. So I mean, hell, why you can't tell him where hey, you out in these streets too much. You need to start wearing a rubber. If that's how you feel, boom. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you just got to look at it like that sometimes. And I agree. Safe sex might be the key, but then you got to be willing to practice it. And if you practice it being single, you can practice it in a couple's relationship if you with somebody. So I mean, especially if you with somebody and then because ain't that the same thing though? Like if you go out and you leave a person for cheating, but get in a relationship with somebody that you fucking and you don't have no tabs on what he doing, and he could be doing anything under the sun, and you having sex with him. So what's the safety of it? You know what I'm saying? So I
So
mean,
all men cheating.
huh?
So everybody cheating.
You said
Just
what?
protect yourself. So you're saying everybody's
No, I'm
cheating.
saying
You
if they
saying you breaking up in a
no, that's
relationship
what they
because
no. I'm going on what they saying. If
yeah,
they say I would rather be single and I don't want to go into all that, you just got to wear rubber every time. Even if you get with a person, if you feel like your head, because think about it, if you single and you moving single and you having sex with somebody, you ain't gonna trust them. You ain't gonna trust that you the only person having sex with them. So you just move safety all the way around the board.
right, because people have their little sneaky
But
links. You
guess
better
what?
cover that
These
stuff up.
same people that's talking about all this safety thing, they the first thing when they get in the bed, they want goddamn it, they want the man to eat on them and do all this other stuff and all kind of shit like they've been knowing them for 20 years. So I don't want to hear all this old safe shit. And then the first thing you want a motherfucker, first thing a woman's talking about every day is give me some head and give me some more head. So shit, women out here using men terms. Men use because men actually have a head. I mean, women ain't got no head and talking about give me some head. And so I guess what they call give me some head, they want the back of your head and hold it. But at the same time, but you saying if you mess around and saying you want to be safe, you can't even do it like that. You
Because people don't think about
know,
that.
because
The
because
mouth is one of the nastiest part that
hold
carry a
on.
lot of
And
germs.
then the coochie is the same thing. The coochie is way worse than the mouth. The dick is the cleanest part of this whole equation. the coochie in the mouth is the one that carry all this goddamn saliva and bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So motherfucker can talk all that shit they want to, but you got to keep it real. And if you're gonna go safe, go safe. But you can't say I won't safe, but I want to sit on a nigga face. It don't make sense. It don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I'm saying. It just don't make sense. All right, time to get into something. Come on with it.
Alternative relationship structures are becoming more accepted, allowing people to explore different ways to connect and find fulfillment outside of marriage. And that's where we get into that single life.
Mm. You got anything you want to say?
No,
Okay.
we probably discussed all this stuff.
Go ahead.
The rise of dating apps and hookup culture has sometimes made relationships feel more transitional and less focused on meaningful connections.
Yeah.
So dating apps, you judging on what you see and what you think you desire. Yeah, that's the new thing.
And you probably looking through it and seeing what kind of truck he got, what kind of house he got, what kind of,
Yep, how much he spending on bottles.
flipping through your thing, looking at how many bikinis and all that old type of stuff. Because I mean, it's just the nature of the beast. I
Yeah.
mean, you can flip through social media and damn near see everything but her nipples and coochie. By the time you get through looking through her pictures, you done found out everything you need to know about. So, I mean, people don't realize when you think about trying to portray a certain persona and a man being able to flip through the pictures or whatever and see everything you're doing, look through your video,
Yeah.
how wild you get, if you out in the party slapping on women booties and all this old type of stuff, a man know how wild you get. If you were around here, y'all kissing on each other and all that, he's saying this, okay, that what she like. You know what I'm saying? So Women have all their fun posted and all that stuff and don't realize a man judging by everything he flipped through and see. He's doing that thing and he's saying, "Oh, she go here, she go to this club. Oh, I know that club. Oh, that's good. That's this and that. Oh, she go to that club. Oh man, that motherfucking club don't open till 12. Oh shit, she a night fighter." So I mean, whatever you doing, that's when I think that's that perfect scenario when they say what's done in the dark comes to the light. Really, when you doing something in the dark and you filming it and you going out here and this and that, when somebody see it, it brings it to the light. It brings them to they can know you better, whether you know or not. They know you're alcoholic. They know and they know everything you do. They know you bent over, patting on your own ass. Okay, she kind of out there. You know what I'm saying? All your friends, everybody bent over. You go look through social media, you see everybody bent over on the picture. Everybody taking a photo, all that. So people got to realize how you portray yourself out here. You rolling up weed, you rolling up this, you doing this, doing that, and then you running around here talking about, I deserve this special kind of man. This man that go to the gym, don't smoke, don't do this, don't do that. You can't match up with that man. You know what I'm saying? Like right. People think about it. It's called what you call that thing? Equally yoked.
Unequally yoked.
And one thing you don't know is you're not equally yoked to that person sometimes. Like it's just like that's why a lot of Christians and Muslims don't get together and make families and that what's name because it's an uneven yoke type. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So people got to realize even just religion differences, politics differences. It's a woman right now could find the love of her life. And if he said he liked Trump, she gonna be like, you motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And she gonna let everything she thought about him, she gonna let that shit fly out the window because how he think politically or how he think mentally or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So women and men, it's a hard reason some people can't find love. Everybody takes stuff too personal and trying to make stuff too they want I put it away. Most people want to build a husband or build a wife without even them being, not even knowing them like that. They want to come and be like, you like this? You like this? Do you like traveling? Do you like doing this? Do you want to have kids? You want that motherfucker to check every box before you say, I do. But you will let them check a couple of boxes if you want a meal. And then you go get you a free meal or something like that. But you really want to check off every box before you let a motherfucker in. And then you done checked him out with all these boxes, and then you come and talking about I got 5 kids and shit, or 5 baby daddies, and you done put him through a whole other thing, and he like, you want all these boxes checked. But if I just question you on your box, let me tell you something. The thing about me, I love because I'm gonna tell you. And this ain't no diss or nothing like this here. But one thing I it's always get me when I read down, a lot of posts and it be like, what's name? Loving my 3 kids, loving my 4 kids, loving my 5 kids, love my 3 kids. You know what I'm saying? And then my kids come first. They always got a little saying they put it in there. Oh, family first, kid come first, this and that, blah, 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 blah. The man, most men ain't gonna enter a situation knowing they're gonna be last. And a lot of women want men to enter situations that the man already know he gonna be put last. You know what I'm saying? The best thing, a woman that want to be first. And how a lot of women became first is when that man called her and needed her, she always answered the phone. You know what I'm saying? And men look at a lot of this stuff. It don't matter because, see, let me tell you something. One thing I noticed, from dating over the years is, when somebody's yours because you can call them at 3:30 in the morning and say, "Hey, I'm finna go to jail." They answer the phone. Yeah, what's wrong? What's wrong? This and that. Oh, I'm pulled over. Or, oh, I got a flat or this and that. Blah blah blah. It's a trip how a lot of these people, when you really care about somebody or something like that, all of a sudden you just get your phone automatic, go ahead, answer to these certain folks and all that in the middle of the night and this and that. And let me tell you something. When a man finds a woman that he can call any time of the day and get in touch with her, this and that, and that, he knows who to put first. Woman can put herself last and don't even know it. Because a man don't want to be put last in any kind of relationship, and then he got to be trying to be a man and put her first when he know and he getting put last. That shit crazy. Come on with it.
Experiences like ghosting and inconsistent behavior in dating have led some people to feel disillusioned and prefer to remain single rather than navigate the unpredictable modern dating scene. That's just what we've been talking about.
That part. Come on with it.
Many are choosing to remain single rather than staying in unhealthy situations.
Yep, we got that out the way too.
Yeah. So when you choose financial stability independently, there is no longer a need to rely on relationships for financial security.
Okay. And just going through what they saying now, if you got it, I'm gonna tell you, and this goes on both sides. Men make a lot of money. He feels like he's able to provide and do for his family. When a woman makes a lot of money, she say, "Fuck a nigga. I don't need no man. I can do this on my
I'm
own.
strong.
I can pay a motherfucker to do that shit." I heard a motherfucker, I think today, say, "Hell, I can pay a motherfucker to mow my yard, or let me see, be the mechanic, whatever, put on the roof, whatever she need done." She say, "I can pay a motherfucker to do it." See, when women get money, that's the thought pattern. The thought pattern is, I don't need men.
Need you.
Hey, somebody can do what you thought you can do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's the part right there. Come on.
Yeah. So financial security is why some people choose those that they think they need help. They choose those they need some help. So they looking for financial security. So sometimes they choose people over what they can provide for them.
Right. And that's how you sometimes end up a rich dude getting a McDonald's worker because she was talking to him nice and all that. She might didn't know he had money at first. See, this is what people don't realize. How you approach somebody and how you are nice to somebody and this and that goes a long way. And then once they get to know you, a joker might be coming in there every day and realizing how nice you are, and he's judging you based off your character. You know what I'm saying? And not the content. You know what I'm saying? Not looking at you saying what a joker got and all that. But they basing you off your smile, your character, you know what I'm saying, your feminine or friendliness and all that old type of stuff. But a lot of people don't want to be friendly no more. A lot of people don't want to be, it's this rush. It's this rush for everybody to feel like, and I'm gonna tell you this other thing, this single thing, making women feel like, oh, I've been put in a situation where I have to be manly. I have to be manly. And I think that's a cop out. That's a cop out for letting yourself know that you're not as feminine as you think you are. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and when you start getting unfeminine and you start thinking that a nigga talking like a nigga, cussing more than a nigga, every word is a big bitch word, blah blah blah, all this old type of stuff. People don't understand that a man does not like that type of talk from his woman. He's thinking, I don't want to take her to my mama. You know what I'm saying? Like, but if you got a ratchet mama, then it feels right. And guess what? If you a cusser like that, and a man take you to meet his mama, he know his mama don't care about that. Cause see, a man is always trying to impress his mama for what he got. So if he take you to go meet his mama, he figure that you ain't doing the thing that you done told your mama that you ain't going for. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so he won't. It's a song called "Representing of Me." It's about Yo Gotti. You're a representative of me. And what he's saying in so many words is when you out there, you represent me. You're a part of me. So when you out there in the what's name, when people look at you, they know you my girl or whatever you represent. And a man want to bring his girl to his mama and say, she represent me. And look what I mess around found. The diamond in the haystack. See, she ain't cussing. She ain't doing this. She ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes your mama might corrupt. I mean, your train of thought of what you trying to get going on. Sometimes mama might be thugging. So I mean, it can happen either way.
Yeah.
Come on with
So most people don't know what they want because if they knew, they would have it a long time ago.
yeah. And that's just the truth. I think a lot of people wait late on in life. They done already did stuff. They done already had kids. They done already been in a couple relationships that they ain't didn't work out or whatever. And then at the end of their life, they look at it like a bucket list. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, I ain't got married yet. Like you married material now that you wasn't married material for the first 40 years, 50 years of your life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I
Right.
can understand somebody who been married for a minute or something, husband died, or they got divorced after 20, 30 years, and then the woman might come out here for a couple years. She want to get right back. She want to get right back, locked down or whatever, and get the fuck out these streets. Because then she started realizing how bad these streets is out here. You know
Mm-hmm.
what
Yep. All right now.
I'm saying?
Shake yourself. Watch yourself. Don't do it.
I'm telling you. Don't do it to me. Watch yourself. I'm about to fix some
Now you
stuff.
gotta do like a referee.
No, I'm gonna fix it on live.
We already know.
I hope this damn thing will be
I'm gonna
working.
go on to the next one.
Go ahead.
Some are choosing relationships over necessity rather than financial connection. It's mostly on emotional connection. How
Mm,
I feel. I feel like I want this. I want this because it makes me feel good. So yeah. Most relationships are chose by feelings.
mm.
I feel like he can do this or that for me.
Yep. Boy, that boy fixed that thing quick. Okay. Yeah. But a
Miss
lot of
Pixie
times,
Man.
yeah, a lot of things chose by let me tell you something. Most relationships are chose by I ain't gonna say most. I think some what people don't realize sometimes when you at a certain era, you at a certain place,
Hmm.
um, you don't realize that probably whoever that you with is y'all on the same wavelength and you don't know it. Some people try to make themselves a little more high and mighty, better than who they with. And sometimes people got to realize that who you with is what you are attracting at the time. So people don't realize like you can't be with somebody 10, 20 years and then feel like you just all of a sudden was so better than that person. And I think we get pulled in that kind of stuff sometimes. Okay. Next one. I think most people want a person that's only in their head and stuck on that person that's really not real. I think a lot of people want this imaginary person
They're stuck in their head.
only in their head. They like, you know what? I got it mapped out. I know what I want, and I'm not selling. And that's the worst thing that people say about selling, because I don't think nobody really want to sell. But I think you have to find something close to what you was named, and then y'all work together to
And
get it
grow together.
all the way it was named. Because I think that's the wrong word to even say is selling, because it's like you looking down on somebody and thinking you more better than that.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody might be doing bad at this moment, but later on they might have a million dollar mind. I remember watching. I don't really like Tyler Perry too tough like that, but I remember watching a movie long time ago. This dude had made a computer chip or something, and it was in one of the Tyler Perry movies.
Oh yeah.
And the lady was like, "Oh, you don't do nothing around here. I done been supplying your dreams and this and
So
that."
why was she saying those things? Listening to the cheerleaders.
Yeah. And then even when he got his money, he still did right by her, gave her a little bit, even though she had threw him out or whatever, gave her a little bit and went on about his business a little bit. But people don't realize sometimes you are really not so over the level than who you dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
On meeting the same, like I was saying, one of my partners say, like my analogies one time, you can't keep on dealing with a corner store nigga and then think you deserve a Walmart nigga. Because you're at the corner store and all he got is bad stuff in you. He ain't got no fruits, no vegetables, nothing. Maybe a banana that already ripe and done turned all the way to sugar. But we would go to a corner store where all you can get is bad stuff, to some cigarettes, some beer,
And
uh,
cut meat.
6-pack of beer, little gas. But you go to the grocery store and you can get everything. You can go get a bed if you want to at that motherfucker. And sometimes you got to realize sometimes you ain't dealing with a topper dude that you thought that you supposed to be dealing with. And
Mm-hmm.
you never deal with it. If you knew this nigga walked to your car and ain't got no ride, or you knew that um he was in his boy car, in the passenger car, he probably told you, "Oh, I'm staying with my mama right now," and this and that, and he 40 in his 40s, this and that. You know, if a dude might be doing bad or is he just bad out for a minute, you know by how he act, probably by how he talk and this and that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm tired of women trying to act like somebody fooled them. Ain't nobody fooled y'all. Y'all too smart to be sitting around here playing this dumb role like everybody getting over on y'all. And but women would tell us that they high over us and IQ all over the place. Oh, you take a test, we got y'all this and that and that. Okay, well, let's practice some common sense then. If you feel like you got all this school sense and all this knowledge, that means you need to practice common sense out here, because you telling me in so many words, if you fooled by the stupidest nigga known to mankind that you hate now, that means you wasn't a very smart regular person. You might be book smart like a motherfucker, but a regular common sense person, you telling me that you was straight stupid. So you can't play both roles. You can't be super smart and stupid at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So that's called accountability. You got to own up that I fucked up and I dealt with a motherfucker that I shouldn't have dealt with, and I dealt with him way longer than I should have. I shouldn't have had no baby about him. I shouldn't have did this. But people got to realize this is not the end of the world when you meet somebody. It's not written in stone that you got to stay with this person. You feel me? Especially when you ain't got no kids or you ain't got no time. That the woman can easily move on if she feel like this ain't for her. So you can't sit there, stay in a situation, and then cry wolf or cry, oh, this and that. If you want out of a situation, it's a lot of women that can go out of their situation. But what it is when women was younger, a lot of men was knocking their door down and all that. And now they done got older, it's not knocking like it used to. It's like a
slow. You know, just a tap on the door there.
Back then it was like this. You know what I'm saying? And now and they don't like that knock. They don't like the soft knock. They liked it when it was knocking the door down and all that. And they starting to realize, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like anything. Ain't no old man, if you get rid of him, he is not trying to get your old friend girl. You know what I'm saying? That is not how men work. I was looking at all the men was in Lambos and everything over there when Mayweather was on a trip the other day. Dude was filming him and everything. He with the bodyguards and things. And I was just looking at all them rich dudes getting in cars, and I'm just looking at all the, you know, beautiful little girls that's getting young girls that jumping in the car with them without the old. And I was sitting them there saying, I don't remember no old dude with a lot of money trying to get an old lady too. I don't remember this. I don't remember this part of the game. You know, so I know a lot of women are realizing if you leave a man that truly care about you, you might not find that same level of that again. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of men, we done checked out sometimes at a certain age. If it's a lot of men and women that say, if you leave, I ain't doing it again. I ain't doing it again. There's a lot of men like that. There's a lot of men in relationships right now probably saying, you know, this happened. I ain't doing this no more. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing with women. Women saying, and that's how that I'm single by choice thing work, but it don't work the same. It don't work the same on both sides because men object is to get money and probably try to take care. And long as women know that a man gonna get money and take care of whoever he will or whatever, they got to look at it different and say, if I leave this man and somebody else come in, he gonna get somebody else and they gonna come under him because they want to be taken care of or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And women don't look at it like that. Ain't no woman saying, when I get out of this relationship, I'm gonna find me a young dude and I'm gonna take care of him. I don't hear that. Because women mind ain't made like that, taking care of a youngster.
Right.
A lot of women that got youngsters, they gonna sit under them and this and that. First thing he gonna ask for is some Jordans and a cigar and what's not. He gonna ask. He ain't scared to ask. He been raised by his mama. He ain't scared to ask you for some money. Let me get half of that tax money this season. I mean, he want to get on his feet too.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, the young man is not able to take care of a woman, and when a woman reaches a certain age, she wants somebody to help her pay some bills and take care of. And usually, the ones that's attracted to her, if she get out of old person relationship, it's gonna be maybe a younger dude that probably ain't got it yet to help her take care of her lifestyle.
Oh wow.
She a RN 80 years. And he goddamn it fucking Lowe's worker or Amazon driver or something. He just getting his career started, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Because you got
Mm-hmm.
to meet him. And most likely you're gonna meet him because he's gonna be thirsty, looking at that little cougar anyway. Oh, okay, my bad. Come on.
So many rely on their own happiness rather than what someone can add to their happiness.
Mm,
That's what we were talking about earlier. You
yeah,
know, how she was content with being single, but somebody could probably add on to your happiness of being content.
okay. Go ahead.
So many want to remain in a non committed relationship for personal gain, society norms, personal priorities, and culture shifts.
No, basically don't want nobody to tell them what to do. All right, next one.
Too much drama to commit to one person. Oh, wow. It's who
Mm,
you choose.
there it is.
Some
Mm,
relationship partners want you to be their desires in a relationship. I wouldn't say be their desires, but you should want to desire the person.
okay, I got you. Come on with it.
Submission does not mean control of a person, it means yielding to another's leadership or authority, leading in the right direction.
And that's the problem. I think a lot of women don't view submission as in a man is trying to lead you in the right direction. I think a lot of women think men
Trying to
are
control me.
trying to control you, trying to tell you what to do, trying to tell you to be home. And you ain't even thinking the man probably saying, it's dangerous out here. There's a lady just died last night. I think it was last night.
Sunday night,
Sun,
like
that Sunday night
Monday before morning.
on 220.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
knew her.
by Watkins or whatever.
Yeah, car accident.
Yeah, so people don't realize that is the reason sometimes, well, man telling you to get out these streets because so much stuff going on. And if you have an accident, it's not a quick response when there's not a lot of people out there. If you have an accident in the daytime, see, you gonna have 80 people jumping out of cars, coming over there, opening the door, trying to help you and all kind of stuff. You ain't gonna have that same grace if you mess around and run off the road into a ditch or what's not. It's a lot of people been found in ditches and in bridges, under bridges and water and stuff. They ran off the bridge and didn't nobody know.
Mm-hmm.
Had little strokes and all kind of stuff. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? People don't even understand stuff like that happen.
Mm-hmm.
All right, come on with it.
So everyone want to be single until they find someone. Then they say it's the best thing since sliced cheese. I thought it was sliced bread.
Yeah, man. And that's what I was saying earlier. Like everybody want to be single and figure like this here, but I
Until
remember.
you find the right one.
I remember a woman a long time ago when I first got on Facebook, that little Facebook group and this and that. And I remember the woman, she was, I like being single, this and that and that and that. Then all of a sudden I remember her saying, somebody better, catch me up. And then she started throwing it out there like, I'm dating, man. and she was still talking about she loved being single. But by the time that dude offered her hand in marriage, she ain't never looked back. She got married and she's still married. And all that single shit she was kicking, I ain't heard none of that shit since. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
it's easy for people to shoot out there and try to tell you the life that they want to live, but there's a lot of women want a man in their life or whoever in their life to make them happy and this and that, but they faking the funk and they saying what they think society want to hear. They being tough for the gram, you know,
Mhm.
and for the TikTok. You get these folks, oh yeah, I don't need no nigga, blah, 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 blah. They doing all kind of TikTok about how they don't need men and all that old type of stuff, but they rather be doing some husband TikTok laid in the bed and got them and both of them doing TikToks together, and what's not. And I think my new favorite TikTok dude is the little couple. It's like a bigger couple, but they always fucking with each other, talking about he'd be like, baby, I want some. Yeah, he'd be like, I want to play. And and she be hiding and stuff. And he be running around there looking for her and all kind. It's just funny just to see people just take that thing and try to make it
To get
fun.
along. Uh-huh.
Yeah, come on with it.
Submission is in its essence involving yielding or deferring to another person, whether it's in a professional person or a spiritual setting. Can we do this?
Mm. And we talked about that about being
Yeah.
in different religions or whatever, just trying to come together under the same house, kind of like.
Submission is just a broader concept applicable to all individuals in various relationships and roles, including husbands, employees, to employers, to wives, to children, to parents, and commit committed ships. That's a new word.
All
So
right.
single people make other people single. I've heard that, but people say, "Oh, birds of the feather flock together," and you're like, "Oh no, I don't act like the birds I hang with."
Yeah, but kids keep a lot of people
That's
don't.
different.
A lot of people don't understand. Sometimes women can be in a healthy relationship and they can be hanging out with the wrong person that's single or whatever, and then they throwing all these different things in their ear. Girl, why you take that stuff from him? Oh, you let him talk to you like that? Oh, you have to be at home at a certain time. Girl, fuck that shit. I go home when I want to go home, and all that good stuff. And I see people that's in healthy, long relationships, and most of these jokers be in the house at 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and they good. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's just a thing that sometimes people do. They stress your relationships and slowly pull it apart. Slowly pull it apart. Not quickly, but slowly pull it apart. Be like a slingshot. And poop. And poop. And you keep on with that, what's name, it gonna eventually break. And that's what a joker hoping on sometimes. You know what I'm saying? All right, come on.
So why do people stay in relationships?
Go ahead.
Because they want to. Some people want companionship. I don't think it's because you just have a problem or fear of being alone. You want somebody to just grow with and be able to talk and hang out with, and just be a part of something. And I
Yeah,
don't think that it have to be so much of what people or society want to place it as. It's nothing wrong with companionship. I'll just leave it at that. Companionship.
yeah. I agree. I agree with that. Um, and I think I think another reason people stay in relationships is um, sometimes they ain't got enough money to leave. Sometimes it's something in that energy of somebody been around a long time, having abandoned ship, because people can really get out there and really learn how quick a lot of other people abandon ships. And one thing that made me realize that is one time I was just watching my one of my cousins' relationships, and I would see him get in a relationship in about 2 to 4 weeks. He in love, he, oh yeah, I'm getting married and I'm doing this and all kind of stuff. And then about 8 weeks, I'd be like, hey, what happened to such? Oh man, no, you know, it just it ain't working. It was just because what some people don't realize a lot of times is the new, and sometimes when a relationship is real new, it's exciting, it's fun, you know what I'm saying. But
Hmm.
the strong thing is how can you stay with a person after it get older, after it's not so strong, after that good whoosh come from off of
The excitement died down.
yeah. And I think that's the
Mhm.
real challenge of staying together. It's not them first 3, 4, 5 months. It's that challenge of once you get to know a person, can you deal with that person? And a lot of people don't realize that a lot of people say they can deal with people, and especially when you've been doing how you've been doing so long, you ain't gonna be able to try this same thing on somebody else. That's why a lot of people know when they get out of a relationship that it's over because they know
Mhm.
they can't try that same thing on another person. Even if
Yeah.
somebody tell you, I'm waiting in the wings, I'm waiting on the wings. All you got to do is break up because guess what gonna happen? Any joker waiting in the wings gonna say, I waited in the wings for this lady to stop messing with her man.
Hmm.
Uh, that means she been cheating with me. So a man is in his head thinking, like I want to take her from I used to be the side dude, and now I want to make her my main dude. Okay, what side dude she might mess around and get after that? You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that was curing in a lot of men's eyes. I mean ears, even if he don't say it out loud. You know what I'm saying? Um, a lot of men ain't gonna take that serious if if it's done like that. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Uh,
But the thing is, those that are thinking about right now, like you're still in those early weeks of the freshness, you won this. You feel like you won this. So you're excited to have this. So you're working towards, but you're gonna really get to know that person. And you're gonna think like this what dude was putting up with, and this what I waited on trying to get from him. So it's just like in anything.
yeah, you're right, man.
Yeah.
Um, come on.
Next. So why do people leave relationships seeking more? A lot of time greed, you don't have any patience on your growth. And you leave relationships because you're seeking your next satisfaction.
Um, yeah. Like I said, I think I'm expand on that kind of stuff a little bit, so I can move to the next
Hmm.
one.
So why would you choose to be single? We've expanded on that as well.
Right, right. Come on with it.
So do people really like single life or they're faking the funk? Some people say they enjoy the single life, but like you said before, if they meet the right person, it'll change your mind.
Yeah, it's already changed. People be, playing that game and thing, but the man already changed that. Listen, people are single until they find what they want,
Mm-hmm.
and once they want it, I mean, and then it still got to be a mixture. I think what we get into is trying to force, oil and water. A lot of people just don't mix. It don't matter how you try to force it or this and that. People can hang together for shit a couple minutes or whatever. But some people just don't mix. I mean, not the good conversation, not the natural conversation. Um, um, I think a lot of people um probably make their conversation better than what it might be. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I just think um sometimes I judge that sometimes of wondering how many friends somebody got. I mean people not friends, but people that they can talk to and stay on the phone. Like you always back in the day when I used to see women that had men, the man might be in there on the couch, changing the channel, this and that, and the woman just on the phone, just like, "Get girl, da 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 da." Even when I used to see the phone with the long cord or whatever, like women always had they friend girls that they could talk to or whatever, and then they still like, bro, maybe girls say something, get too close and be like, "Hold on now, you know."
Mm-hmm.
Say that stay out of my household, baby. Get back on the subject or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But it's always been that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think a lot of people, faking the funk when they feel like they like being a singer. I just can't believe it. Come on with it.
A healthy relationship is built on mutual respect, open communication, and shared decision making, rather than one partner dominating the other.
Yeah, I think it's not a. I think a lot of people that fall in thinking a man is trying to dominate. Um, I think a lot of people don't even try to give it that. Um, Trying to figure out who that man is and trying to figure out that he probably trying to learn you just like you trying to learn him. And like I
Mhm.
oil and water don't mix. It don't matter how many times you try to throw it together. It just don't mix. If you can't throw it together and mix it in and this and that, it's like see, relationship is more like coffee and stuff like that. You can throw a lot of ingredients in there and it still tastes good. It's like buying
Mhm.
an expensive Starbucks. Yeah, they just
Right.
put ice cream, coffee, all kind of stuff, and it still tastes good. And now you got another cup. You put two little mixes in. It's nasty, and you done tried to spruce it up with sugar and everything. Oh, it's still nasty, and that's just how it is. Sometimes you can't get something right. It don't matter how much you try. You got to pour that thing out and try to mix something new up in it. That part.
Yeah.
Come on, lad, but not least. Come on with it.
So are we better people in relationships or some people better alone? I think some people may be better alone because they can't handle being in a relationship. Don't know how to be nice to people.
Yeah, and I think you right on that. I think a lot of people want stuff that they. I mean, it's the same thing about people trying to be soft or you know want to be hard and soft at the same time.
Mhm.
I think that's what we get into sometimes. Um, Trying to be both, and I think that's what you get in some relationships. Sometimes some people can be on their own. Um, they understand that they done made it to a certain point that they like being on their own, and a lot of people don't. They might think they like um, relationships, but I think a lot of people um, sometimes it's a certain kind of freedom, and I think that what these women expressing like sometimes women can fool you and be like they ain't in no relationship, and some of these women sometimes can be in relationships but can be in relationships that they don't like. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So now a woman would only sometimes would clarify, I'm not in a relationship because I don't like my the type
Significant other.
or like type of relationship I am, or I'm already 1 foot out the door, my mental gone, but I'm in survival mode right now. And as soon as
Right.
I fill up my money, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna and it's a lot of people, it's a lot of women moving like that. They just wait. I used to call tax time season was breakup season because I remember when women used to get that big money. See, they ain't getting that big money like they would, but when they were getting them 4 and 5 and 6, 7, 8,000 dollars, they were like, short Texas, dude. And I'm moving all the way to Texas. I mean, they move in whole states sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So people got to understand, like when you get in certain situations, um, you never know what you might get into.
Right.
You know. So what you think about the whole being alone thing? Do you think people really want to be alone?
I don't think so. Not in this day and age. Just like during the pandemic. I know those that probably had a significant other, they probably got on each other's nerve, but they were glad they were there. And just think about those that were single and couldn't get out to their little sneaky stuff. How do you think they felt being at home alone, couldn't get nothing, had to, be at home. So
And I'm glad
I
you brought
think,
that up. I'm glad you brought it up because I want you to give me this perspective because I keep thinking when you said that it triggered something, it was like, okay, was COVID really when some women really realized that they was alone?
yeah,
You feel what I'm saying? Like, a lot of men was able to move around real freely and all kind of stuff, and it's like COVID hit, and next thing you know, what's up, Latasha up in his house, and
yeah. They were lonely. They were isolated from people. So yeah.
yeah,
They
because
realize, you have family? Did you have children? Did you have anybody in your circle? It was
heard
total isolation.
I heard old women talking about they wanted the VFW back opened up and some of the old clubs because they missed their sugar daddies and all kind of stuff. I mean, they were like they ain't getting their bill paid. It was a lot of women that suffered during COVID because you had a man that was paying bills or probably over there, and then he had to go home every night. He had, you know what I'm saying, or locked down at home all
And
day.
then he was scared he would go kill his wife or woman, so he couldn't come and sneak out with you. You may have had COVID.
Yeah,
Ah.
crazy, man. I'm telling you, man. I remember. I remember COVID, and I remember when COVID hit, and I remember like when they first closed them clubs down, and about the third month they closed them clubs down, man, there was some women out here hollering, talking about, man, they need to open this thing back up, because you got to think about it. You got some old junks that was surviving off some of these old men every week and all kind of stuff. And once they got pulled to the side and couldn't get the same reaction, that's a hard lick, you know.
Yeah, because they said during COVID, most women had more non-life satisfaction during
Right.
COVID than men.
And see, men probably was at one time of their life probably was able to save some money.
I know, and stop spending them funky 40s
And look,
everywhere.
and once they started saving the money, it was hard to go back to just throwing all their money away. They're like, I didn't save all this money just by staying away from her. I'm just saying that. Think about it though.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's people saying I save a whole lot of money just by staying away from her. I'm sorry. I might have to stay away a little bit longer. Okay. But it's men that probably got on their feet after they didn't have to pay their restitution fees for a minute.
Oh Lord.
I'm just saying that. You know I ain't lying though.
Yeah.
Oh, don't forget to like, share, and all that old good stuff.
Yes, all of that.
Like, share, and subscribe. It's just that type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what that one gonna do. Because you know, sometimes we just got to end the show in the right way.
Listen, Linda. What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about? Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes.
Look at. Got him! Got him! He cold. She belongs to the streets.
And you know,
Bye, Felicia. Y'all fancy.
and like I say all the time, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell out of here. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe. It don't cost a thing. It don't cost a thing. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we'll hit you back next Tuesday at the same time, 9 o'clock. And that's just how we get on.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Yes.
Yeah. Trip out, big splash, baby, you can see it. Yeah. Woo. Strong. I'm on the way. On the surfboard emergency. Ain't worried, they ain't notice me.
We up out of this thing.